So you're going to start off with a slip knot, and then you're going to chain 17 chains. I have the measurements down on my description if you have smaller or bigger breasts. Then you're going to double crochet from the hook on the 4th stitch. After that, you're just going to keep double crocheting all the way to the end of the row. So as you approach your last stitch, you're going to double crochet like normal. And then you're going to want to double crochet once more into that same stitch. And then you're going to chain 1. And again, 2 double crochets into that last stitch. 1 double crochet, and then another double crochet. And that will give you a little hole at the top, as you can see. And then you're just going to continue double crocheting all the way down the row once again. Once you get to the end, you're going to do your last double crochet, and then you're going to chain 3. And then turn your work around. So you're going to double crochet not the first stitch like you normally would, but the one before it. So the very first hole you can see right here. You're going to double crochet into that, and that is what you're going to do for the bottom of your bralette to make it a curved shape. And after you finish that, you're just going to continue to double crochet all the way to the top once again. You're going to want to stop where we made the 2 double crochets for the indent up here. So once you get up here, I'm going to do my last stitch. You're just going to do what you've been doing. So 2 double crochets into that very hole that you made from the previous time. So 2 double crochets. Chain 1. And then 2 double crochets once again. As you work your way back down, you're going to do the same exact thing you've been doing, chaining 3 and turning around. Go into the very first hole, double crochet all the way back to the top to where you made your other indent, and it's just going to keep building up and up into a triangular bra form. So once you get to the top, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets, and then you work your way all the way to the bottom, chain 3, turn your work around, and continue the same thing until you get your desired size. After you're done, you're going to cast off. So you're going to pull the string through with your hook, and then you're going to make one more, but on the second one, do not cast off. So here I have my 2 cups, both same size. My second one I have not cast off yet, and I am going to chain 1 and start single crocheting all the way along the bottom of my bralette to smooth out the edges. Now, you can freely put the stitches anywhere you want on the bottom. Just make sure that they're even, an even number amount of stitches. So here I am at my last single crochet. I'm going to want to chain 6 chains. And this is where you attach your first cup. You're going to want to attach it where the string, where you cast it off, just so you can hide the excess yarn better at the end. And you're just going to want to put that in the first stitch, slip stitch it through. So slip stitch and pull the string through. And then you're just going to single crochet all the way along the other bottom of the other bralette, again in even numbers. And so when you are done with this part, the entire bottom row stitches should come out to an even number. So once you're done with that, we're going to start making our mesh design. So you're going to chain 4. And then you're going to double crochet into the second stitch. So you're going to skip the first stitch, double crochet into the next one. And that creates a mesh. Then you're going to chain 1. And the same thing. Skip a stitch and double crochet into the second stitch. This is what you're going to be doing throughout the entire bralette, multiple rows. So continue to chain 1, skip a stitch, and double crochet into the next one. Even once you get to the top, you're going to continue the same thing. Now we're here at the middle. Once again, we are not changing anything, just chain 1, skip a stitch wherever it is, and then double crochet into the second one. It will all work out evenly because the bottom of your bralette are all even chains. Skip 1, double crochet into the next one. And then you're going to just keep working your way just like that to the other side of the bralette. Okay, so this is what the first row of mesh should look like. Now we are going to start the second row. This one's going to be a little different, so chain 3, turn your work around, and then you're going to double crochet into the second big hole. So that's basically the mesh stitch for the second layer of mesh. You're just going to double crochet into the big mesh, then you're going to chain 1 and double crochet into the next mesh, and you're just going to repeat that process until you get to the top part of your bralette where the triangle meets. And there you're going to do a double crochet, stop, and I'll tell you what to do next. So once you're at the top, you're going to want to chain 100, and that is going to be your strap. Once you chain that, you're going to go back down with a single crochet, and this is going to make your straps. And you're going to do the same exact thing for the other side as well. So once you reach the bottom, you're going to double crochet back into that same stitch where you started your strap and continue the process throughout the bra. Here's the strap. Mesh your way all the way back down to the middle and to the other side. And if you're having a hard time following through, you can just rewind this video and look back to see how I made the strap. But this is what your bralette should look like. So just work your way up to the strap, back down the middle, back up to the strap, and then back down to the other side. Now we're going to be working on the base of the bra, so you want to chain 3 and go into the second mesh hole, and then do the same process of chaining 1, skipping every other stitch, and double crocheting until you reach the other side. Once you reach the other side, you're going to chain 1, turn over, and do single stitches all the way down the row. So single stitch, and then a single stitch on the double, and so yeah, just single stitch 1 row all the way down. So now that you've reached the bottom, this is what the bottom layer should look like, and then you're going to do your last square mesh stitch. So you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to want to double crochet on the 3rd stitch from your hook. And once you've done that, you're just going to repeat the process of chaining 1 and double crocheting on every other stitch until you've reached the very end. Once you reach the end, now we're going to work on the side straps. So finish your last stitch, and that's what it should look like. So you're going to chain 1 and start working your way to the side of the bralette. You could do as many stitches as you want, but I only did 4 single crochet stitches because I didn't want it too thick. So right now I'm doing 4 single crochets. So once you've done your last stitch, you're going to turn your work around and not chain 1. And then single crochet into the first stitch all the way down the row. So from here on out, you are not chaining 1 anymore. So now that you've done your last one, you're going to turn around, not chain 1, and go into the first stitch again, all the way down the row. And you're going to keep doing this process of turning around, not chaining 1, until you only get 1 stitch left. After you have 1 stitch left, you're going to chain 110 to make the back strap. You can do more or less depending on your size. I did 110. And then once you reach the top, you're just going to single crochet all the way back down, just like you did with your other 2 previous straps. Once you're down, you're going to go into that same single stitch that you originally started off with. And then you're going to cut the yarn, cast off, and do it on the other side. Now for the other side, I just made a slip knot, reattached it to the other side, made 4 stitches, and indented until I could make my last strap. Here is the final result, and here's a close-up. Thank you for watching.